In this section, we are going to learn how to use the sound, use the SimpleGUI library. So let's see what we have so far. I have very basic lines of codes. So right now I have 3 lines of codes. It says that I have my SimpleGUI library, and using that library, I made a frame. That is the name of the frame, and that is the size of the frame, which is 500 by 500. So if I click the run, it is going to start my frame. So if I run it, perfect. So my frame is working. Nothing on the frame, no any object, no any color. So it's just a simple frame. So what I want to do is whenever I start my frame, I want to play a music. So what I can say that here. Do you remember that from our previous lesson we were talking about that we can load image from the internet and use the image here in the SimpleGUI. It's the same way. So now I will say that using SimpleGUI library, I will use the load sound function. So that is the function which is inside the SimpleGUI library. And right now I need to specify what is the source of the sound is. So if it's on the internet, so I need to give the link from the internet and pass it here. So let me just Google it, and I just put the sample sounds online, and that is the first. So we have a couple of them here. Let me just pick one of them. So right now I have a couple examples here, and let me just pick that one. Perfect. So right now it says that I have my link, but make sure that, guys, whenever you copy that link, just make sure that is a sound file. It says that .wow. So what I can do is that I will just make a copy. I'm copying that, and now I'm going to pass it over here. So right now what I did oops, I didn't copy. Let me do one more time. I will just make a copy and pass it over here. So yes, perfect. So what I did, I just loaded that sound from the internet to my environment. And let me save it to the one variable because I'm going to use this variable in my line. So I will say, let me call it sound, and I will make it equal. Or you can call it ABC. So this sound is just my variable. Now, what I will tell that, hey, whenever you start my frame, can you start playing my music as well? So I will say sound play. Open the close the brackets. So let me just run it, and perfect. That is good. Let me go ahead and reset it. So that means whenever it starts, like whenever I start a frame, so my music is starting immediately. But what I want to do is I want to add a couple buttons. Let me just put it here. So what I want to do is I will make a button play, or I can make a button pause or something. So let me just close it, and I will add some buttons over here. So I will say on the frame I want to add a button. So what is the name of the button? Let me call it play. That is the name that is going to be labeled on my button, and that play is a function. So right now I need to define my function because we specified over here. So I will say I will define my play, and whenever I click on my button play, I will say, hey, can you sound play for me? Perfect. That is cool. So let me just add another one. I will say on the frame I want to add another button that is going to pause my my sound. And now let me give the function for that one. I will say the pause. If you want, you can call it ABCs. But the pause, I think it makes sense. So I will make a space over here. I will say define the pause. And here I will say my sound, because that sound is defined over here. That is my variable. And I will say that sound is pause. Perfect. So let me just go ahead and I will run it. So right now I have a play, I have a pause. If I play it, and perfect. So if I click on the pause, it is pausing right now, so the music is not working. So what if I want to just stop it and start it from over again? Because the pause is whenever my music is playing, if I pause it, it stays here. If I play it again, it starts from here again. So what I can say that, let me just put a new one. On the frame, I will say add a button, and let me just call it stop. So that is the name of my button, and that is the stop. That is the function of my button. So what I can say that I need to define that stop. You see, so whatever is here, I need to define it. I will say stop my music right now, and the sound is rewind. So that is the function which is inside the SimpleGUI. So let me just go ahead and run it. If I play it, if I stop it, let me play it one more time so it starts from the beginning again. Perfect. So that is how it's working. Also, I can make some modifications on the volume of my sound. So what I can do here is I will say that, you see, so right now I have my sound. The sound is also was imported from the outside, from the internet, and I will say my sound is, let me just set volume, and I will put a variable inside so that the set volume, oops, let me spell it here, so let me put it over here. So what does it mean? That I need to put the number between 0 and 1. So all my volume is going to change like from the 0 to 1. The 0 is the minimum one and the 1 is the maximum one. So if I put the 1, let's see how it looks like. Perfect. So that means if I put the 1, it is going to play the maximum volume. But what if I will change it to the, let me just put it 0.1. It will be, let's see what's the difference now. Perfect. Do you hear now? It's much more, it's a 10 times less now. So yes, that is another function that we need to use. We are going to use. That's the function from the SimpleGUI is just a set volume. It goes from the 0 all the way to the 1.